I was born in 1942 on the west side of Evansville. My parents were farmers. Growing up on the farm, we raised livestock, grain, and a lot of garden stuff. I went to St. Boniface Grade School, Modern Day High School, and after graduation, I joined the Navy. After I got out of the Navy, I started dating Sherry, who I'd met in high school.
We seemed to hit it off real well and really enjoyed one another and got married.
After Sherry and I were married, we built a house on the farm property where I grew up on. I was employed by AT&T as a mechanic, a job I thoroughly enjoyed, and retired after 39 years. February of 2014, I was installing new lights in my pole barn. For some unknown reason, I fell from a scaffold and ended up breaking 3 vertebrae and injuring part of my spinal cord, which caused my paralysis.
Maurice had his cell phone in his shirt pocket and he called me, and I noticed in his voice it was different. I ran down there and found him lying on the concrete. The ambulance took him to the emergency room where they put him in ICU for a week. They could not do any surgery until a week later because of him maybe dying. They finally got him to the point where they could do surgery, and then they did it, and then he was still put back in ICU for another week. And then after 2 weeks in there, he went to a regular room for a week. They told me that he was paralyzed from the chest down and that he would never walk again.
Maurice was transferred to the world-renowned Shepherd Center in Atlanta, where he and Sherry learned the basics of living with a spinal cord injury. After 2 months, it was time to return to Evansville. The Shepherd Center's experts researched our area and recommended just one place, the Easterseals Rehabilitation Center.
We knew about the Easterseals Rehab Center through our involvement with the Evansville Iron Street Rod Club. We have a 1946 Chevrolet pickup truck that's been converted to a street rod. Also, we have the original family 1946 pickup truck that has been restored to its original condition.
For more than 30 years, the Evil Iron Street Rod Club has donated to Easterseals, giving well over $1 million from its annual Frog Follies event. Club members never guessed that one of their own would come to rely on the very organization they have supported so generously. The relationship came full circle when Maurice began receiving life-changing services at the Easterseals Rehabilitation Center.
When I first went to the Easterseals Rehab Center, I couldn't do anything. Couldn't walk, couldn't stand, couldn't hardly do it, couldn't dress myself or anything.
2 years ago, when I first started working with Maurice, coming here to Rehab Center, he was not able to walk, and the doctors told him he would never walk again. As therapists, we take that into consideration, but we always work with any individual to see what can they really do. We don't rule anything out in the beginning. And Maurice has worked very hard, tirelessly. Comes in excited to be here every time. He'll always tell you he's fabulous and having a great day, even if maybe he's not, but he would never let on. He gives 110% every single time. The joke with us is that if we don't make him sweat, we don't earn our pay. So our goal is to make him sweat every time we see him. Maurice can't feel real well in his legs, so walking is not only challenging because he's weak and he doesn't have complete motor control, but also he doesn't feel exactly where his legs are.
You can do a lot of different things in the pool that you can't do on land. And one of those things is to learn how to negotiate steps. The therapists are so good because they're knowledgeable. They know what they're doing and they care. They care about my health and my progress, and they set goals for me, high goals, and they really do take a huge concern for me.
Maurice has rehab 2 days a week, and so he wants to do more than that. Maurice went ahead and asked Father Phil if we could walk during non-service times. And so Father said, sure, we could, and so we do. And so we go during the middle of the day and walk the aisles of the church.
Without my wife, Sherry, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. She is the most wonderful support, and she allows me to do things on my own, but is there when I need her. And she is, again, absolutely wonderful support for me. The doctors first told me what had happened. My biggest concern was I was going to walk again, which they said I wouldn't, but I never believed a word of it, because they're not in charge. And I always had faith that I would walk.
We've been married 50 years now and have 3 wonderful children and 5 grandchildren that are great too. He fishes and he mows the grass, and occasionally he goes on the 4-wheeler when the kids come down and says, "Come on, Grandpa, let's go for a ride."
My kids have been tremendous support. My sisters, my in-laws, everybody in my family has been tremendous support for me. I would like to tell my wife, Sherry, I appreciate everything she does, everything she has done for me, and I love her more than anything else in the world. If I had one wish, it would be that all of the children at the rehab center could be made to live their dream. I've had a very, very wonderful life. I've been fortunate all my life, but I would like to see those kids have an opportunity in their life, so I wish they could all achieve their dreams. I am fortunate to be paired up this year with Gracie as the child representative for this year. She's a wonderful little girl. She has a tremendous personality. She smiles all the time, and what a lovely little girl she is. I wish her only the best.
The last 2 years have brought us closer together than we've ever been. And you know what? We don't have it bad at all. To the people at Easterseals, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing us back to a basically normal life.